Right then, we should be about live now, and the sound should be on today. I made sure of that. Well, I'll just double check just to make sure. Yeah, it looks like it's all sorted, coming through okay. So yeah, hopefully sound should be working fine. Not sure about the quality of the stream. Seems to be lagging more and more each week, this computer, which is a bit of an issue. Before I came on, it was very laggy, so I just hope that it's okay. I don't mean the stream was laggy, but my computer as a whole was laggy, so I'm just gonna have to hope, really. Right then, who've we got in there? We've got Adam Kelsey, who was first in. Peter A. We've got, oh, who's that there? Origin next. We've got Andy Robinson, Southwest Sellers, someone who's new, DJ, I think I can see there. We've got Rich One Day, and I think that's everyone. So, welcome everyone as usual to Thursday Talks. I'll just go down so I can see the chat better, because I was looking at it on a smaller window then, hence why I was squinting. Right, so where are we? Chrissy says, hello, I forgot it was Thursday. I'm just off to the CS, we'll catch up later, no problem. Stream quality is fine, it is the content. Oh, very funny, very funny. Oh, my content is fine, it's on point, it's on point. Well, sometimes it can be a little bit questionable, but most of the time it's on point. Right, who else have we got in here? I think no one else is... Oh no, Flipping Fantastic Finds, hi there. Yeah, I think that's everyone else. Let me just check. Yeah, I think that's everyone. So, today what I wanted to talk about is... oh, what was it? Well, one sec, just check just so I make sure I get it right, because I'll probably get it wrong if I don't check. Oh no, it's now saying my stream health is bad. I hate it when it does this. See, YouTube says the stream is bad when it's not even bad. So, I never know. I never know whether that's an indication of the stream is actually bad. But anyway, the topic is stocking up and niching down. And, kind of been what's happening this week. You know, I always say this almost every week. I say I try and base the topic of Thursday Talks around the general feel of that week in my reselling. So this week it's kind of been stocking up and niching down. And what I mean by that is I've been a little bit sort of no, I don't want to say conflicted, because I always use the word conflicted and it gets very boring using the same word. But I've been maybe at I felt maybe at a little bit of a crossroads, or maybe a sort of do I go this way or do I go that way kind of thing. And I've just kind of been a little bit all over the place with where I want my business to go. So recently, like a while ago actually, I sort of sat down and I assessed where I was and everything. Well, about a week or so ago, but that feels like eternity to me, because every day feels like 10 days sometimes. But yeah, I sat down and I sort of gave myself a little bit of direction and where I want to go and things like that. And then something cropped up. Well, a thought that I had in my mind actually, basically just because I was online. I was online and I was looking at an auction, and I thought to myself, because I generally do only general auctions, which are like, you know, where you get the boxes, miscellaneous boxes of stuff and things like that, and I generally just do that. However, there's other auctions which, wherever you are in the country, might be called fine art sales, might be antique auctions or whatever, and I didn't really ever give them much thought. However, I was looking at the catalogue for this general sale, and I thought to myself, I'm just going to have a look on the auction house website to see when the next general sale is. And I went on the website and I found out the next general sale was, I think it, what was it, April something, early April anyway. I'll have to go back on the website now, but it was like early April. And then I saw, actually before the general sale, on the 27th of March is what's known as a fine art sale. So I thought to myself, I don't know whether you can kind of make money on at these auctions or anything like that. But I actually, when I went to the viewing day on Monday, I asked a couple of the porters there. I know them because I used to work there, so that's very, very handy. Because obviously I know the auctioneer, I know the porters and stuff, so it's quite nice that that connection is already been built. But yeah, I know them, so I just asked them, I'm thinking of doing a fine art sale. Is it more collector's prices, or can money be made on these sales? What's the kind of gist, the general gist of the sale? Is it just, really high-end antiques that collectors are going to come in and just bid it up because obviously they're collectors, they don't mind paying retail? Or is it a little bit of both? Is it maybe there's dealers there, there's collectors there, and some items you can make money on and all that, and then other items it goes for retail price? And they said, it's kind of a bit of both. Money can be made, basically. So I thought to myself, well, I've been trying for so long, and I've said this on video a couple of times. I'm just going to look in the chat just to make sure this the stream is okay, because it's still saying on YouTube that the stream's bad. Stream health is bad. My mental health is bad after watching this. Well, so basically, yeah. So no one in the chat is saying the stream's bad or anything. So I'm taking it's okay. But basically, so I'll continue. So basically, as I've been saying for so many times, I've said it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 occasions. I don't know how many times on Thursday Talks. I've looked into buying banknotes and things like that to resell. But I've always found on a lot of the sites I've been going on, a lot of the auctions, some of them do kind of go to collector's prices, or quite a lot of the lots that I've seen have gone for kind of that higher value range, or at least estimated for that higher value range. It doesn't necessarily mean, an estimate doesn't necessarily mean they're going to go for that amount, but they've been estimated quite highly as well, and then some of them have actually gone quite highly. So I've never really looked into it further than that. I didn't look into getting them posted out to me, because I know that auction houses charge a bomb even for smaller items, and I have first-hand experience of that because I've tried to buy and get things shipped to me, and it's good. I mean, you can do it and you can make money, don't get me wrong, it's fine, but auction houses do seem to charge quite a lot for shipping, so I didn't ever go down the route of getting it shipped to me or anything like that. But then I thought to myself, well, why have I disregarded this opportunity of my local auction house that does fine art sales? I'm sure there's going to be banknotes in that sale. I don't need to get it shipped to me. I can go straight down there. I can bid higher because obviously I've not got the shipping or anything like that to consider. And I thought, well, I'm going to give this a go. So this week I've been kind of, I suppose that's, been the theme, like niching down a little bit more. And I when I went on Wednesday to collect, I spoke to the coin, banknote, militaria kind of expert there. Well, expert. I use expert loosely because I don't like calling people experts or anything. But, the person there who's very knowledgeable on that subject. And again, I knew him from when I was working there, and he told me that, there is going to be banknotes in the next sale, the next fine art sale. He said there was absolutely tons of them in the previous fine art sale. So, he said literally there was like albums full of them, there was boxes, literally like boxes full of them and everything. So I was pretty hyped up, I was excited about that. So that's what I mean when I've specified the subject as niching down, because I've been thinking if I could go to those fine art sales, and yes, okay, I'm going to be paying up for these items. I'm going to be paying, I might be paying $400, $500, or maybe even £1,000 for a collection of banknotes. But if I can pay £1,000 and get 2,000 or more back, it's certainly worth doing. And I say £1,000 including commission. I've still got to kind of, and this is the weird thing about trying to do higher value items, or trying to increase the value of what you sell. Margins are a little bit different on higher value items, because it's not like going to a car boot and you pay £1 for something and you say, right, I want to get 10 quid for it minimum. So, you know, that's a 10 times margin. When you're paying £1,000 for, let's say, 10 banknotes or something like that, it's not, you can't just say like, oh, well, I want 10 grand from that. So, I mean, you've got to try and think about, right, what's a reasonable margin? And it is a little bit harder, I think, that, you know, when you get to that high value range, what is a reasonable margin to go for? So I've got to try and think about that a little bit more. But certainly I would quite like it, especially doing banknotes, because, and niching down a little bit more in that way, is because obviously they're so small. They are somewhat easy to store. However, I've got to be very, very careful because, you know, it's extremely fragile items. Not fragile in the sense of ceramics, you know, they're going to crack or whatever, but I mean fragile in the sense of if you like any little bit of a fold or any crease or any little mark on a banknote, and it, you know, the condition goes down really, really quickly. So you know, they are easy to store, but I've got to be careful storing them. And I would kind of say they're not actually that easy to pack. Although you would think they're quite easy to pack, it's not a case of just shoving it in a do not bend envelope and hope it be alright. Especially if you've got a £500 banknote, you'll want to protect that. You want to put it in a box, you want to make sure that it's really protected in there. You wouldn't want to put like too much void fill in there, like to the point of like really cramming it in, because if you put too much void fill in there with it, then what you're going to do is that might actually put pressure on the banknote, and then that might end up affecting it in some way. So you can't, it is quite hard. You got, especially with those kind of higher value banknotes, you've got to be really careful. So I wouldn't say it's easier to pack, but certainly on the overall haul, on the overall sense, in terms of storing them, the size of them, the kind of going for higher value, less quantity kind of thing, it ticks all the right boxes really for me. It's just whether I can actually get those items for a reasonable margin, and I've got to try and work out what a reasonable margin is going to be if I'm paying £1,000 for a collection of banknotes, or if I'm paying for £500 for a collection. So I've got to try and work out my margins a little bit more. But that's what I meant by niching down anyway. So I'll just go in the chat because I know I've probably missed loads of questions and stuff. You taking a day off as it's Mother's Day Sunday ads? I don't know. Funnily enough, we are going out. I don't know whether it's my two set of grandparents, and then me, my mum and dad. I don't know whether it's all of us going out, and then obviously we'll treat the grandparents or something, I don't know, or whether it's just we're going to see them separately on the day. I don't know, but I'll be doing something. I kind of just take parts of the day off, you know. I've got a vlog that I did yesterday. Yesterday was my mum's birthday, and I did a vlog for both. It was kind of like part reselling, part my mum's birthday kind of mixed vlog. And in that, you'll kind of see my style of a day off, because that day yesterday was my style of a day off. I collected the auction. I collected stuff from the auction in the morning, did the charity shops, then went on to have a lunch with my mum and my grandma. Then came back, did a bit of sorting and that. My auntie came round late on in the afternoon to see my mum, so I stopped work a little bit then, had a chat to her, and then had my tea, did a little bit of other bits and bobs, and then unexpectedly, I wasn't expecting them to come round, but my other grandparents came round, so I kind of was there chatting to them for a little bit, as well as doing a quick couple of listings on my phone when I could fit it in. And that's my style of day off. It's like, it's the one thing you should never do, but I do it all the time, is mixing business with pleasure. My day off is like family and business. I mean, I was sat chatting to my granddad, and I was doing this. I was on my phone listing, and I was like, and I was talking to him a little bit, and then I was putting my phone down a little bit, then I'd talk to him, and then I'd list a little bit more, and then talk. So that's kind of my style. You could say it's probably rude and unsociable. However, I wanted to get the listings done just as much as I wanted to talk to my grandparents. So I kind of just balance it, you know, and they're fine with that because they know that I love my business. I love my job. So you know, I don't ignore people when we're in the room, but at the same time, on the lull periods in conversation, I will quickly slip in a few listings, because I think I like to make use of all my time, whether that's personal time, whether that's business time. I like to do something in the time I've got, even if it's as little as just watching an episode of Doctor Who that I really want to do. In my eyes, that's making good use of my time because it's something I want to do. But I like to fit everything into the day, from when I wake up to when I go to bed. It's like after this episode of Thursday Talks, I'm gonna do my labelling. I'm gonna go down to the post office. Then I'm gonna edit that video I just told you about. Then I'm gonna do some photographs. Then I'm gonna have some tea. I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos, have a bit of a chillax. Then what I'll do is I've actually got a blog post to do, so I'm going to do a bit of a blog post. Then, after that, I'll probably end up, I don't know what time it'll be then, but I might watch a bit more YouTube, do some more steps, because I want to get to my 10k, and then I'll just probably go for a shower, get in bed, watch a bit of Doctor Who, do a bit of listing. You know, that's my day, and it's like it's very structured, while also being quite unstructured. It's like business and pleasure, that's kind of what it is. Right then, where are we in chat? I'll see if we've got any other questions in there as well, and then I'll talk about the other part of the subject that I put on the title. Can't see anything in there. I think it's just no, I think it's just random chat. Can I just ask who you guys use for international shipping to the US under 2 kg? I don't do any of my own international shipping. I've thought about it before, but to me, it's like GSP is fine. I do sales through that. To be honest, actually, I'm just thinking I've probably not had a GSP sale for a week or so now, maybe a week or two. I might have done, but I can't think. Maybe I've not had a GSP sale for a week. But I've thought about doing my own international shipping, but I just do GSP. If I was selling more video games again, I'd probably, like, because I've kind of transitioned away from video games a bit more, I don't particularly need to offer my own international shipping. However, when I was doing the video games, if I had continued doing video games in a massive way on eBay, then I would probably end up going down the route of doing my own international shipping. The only problem for me, and this is going to sound really lazy, but no one can say I'm not honest. Basically, the post office, my local post office is in my local village, and my local town is about 5-minute drive away. I've vlogged around the charity shops loads of times, so you'll have seen it on video. But it's about 5 minutes away, and if I've got an international order, I can't do it at my local village post office. They don't, for some reason, they don't send international, or they can't deal with international parcels. So I have to go up to the local one at town, and every time I end up going there, it always ends up being a Saturday. And on a Saturday, it's mega packed in there. And I just can't be bothered standing there in the queue of an international parcel. And if I'm doing this like every week, it's like, I can't be bothered, you know. I'd rather just go down to the local one. So, am I missing out on an opportunity? Maybe. I've got GSP in place, and they actually take GSP parcels because it is actually a UK address. Am I being a bit lazy? Yes. Am I missing out on a bit of an opportunity? Probably. But I'm quite happy doing GSP and not having to go down, you know, 2 or 3 times a week to the one in town. Especially as well, since I've not got any transportation Wednesday to Friday. If I get an international order Tuesday night or something, or Wednesday, it's a nightmare. I'd have to go up there on the train or something. I'm not doing that. I can't be bothered. So yeah, you can say what you want, but I'm an honest man. I won't. You know, I won't lie to you, but that's why I don't generally do international shipping. So, yeah, where are we in the old chat? Oh, do-it-yourself lifestyles in. Hi there, Ryan. What is this? A day off for me is going out for a day, playing games, or seeing fam, etc. I suppose it is quite weird when you're self-employed, because unless you go on like, and especially working from home as well, but unless you go on like an actual holiday. So what I mean by that is it's very sort of set in stone. You are going to this hotel in this part of the country or in this other country abroad, between this time scales, and then you can kind of plan all the different business things around that. Unless you do it like that way, there isn't really a concept of having like a full day off. If I'm at home, yes, I could say, oh, I'll have a day off, but the temptation is very, very prominent just to, oh, I'll just do a bit of sorting or something, because I feel very like I should be getting on with stuff, you know, because I've kind of turned my home into my business. Now, if I had an office somewhere, which is still in the realm of possibility, I might think about, you know, getting an office somewhere in the maybe not too distant future. I wouldn't say near future, but not too distant future. There's a place that actually is right, it's funny, it's right opposite my lockup, and they're advertising that they've got office spaces in there and stuff. I think it said like £100 a week or something, so I'd be expecting it to be fairly big, you know, £100 a week, that's £400 a month, plus your VAT that you have to add on to that, so it's got to be fairly decent size for me to warrant that sort of a cost. I mean, what's that, like $480 a month with VAT, so it's quite a lot. I mean, that might be a really good deal, I don't know, but I've not checked out the place, I don't know how much space is there and stuff, but certainly that might be something I do, and if I did that, it would take all of the business away from the house. So therefore, I would probably think to myself, when I get up, I might think, right, I'm going to have a day off today, I'm not going up to the office. And there's nothing in the house that is related to business anyway, except maybe one parcel or something, you know, the odd parcel, or I don't know. Well, no, maybe not even the odd parcel if I had them all down at my office, if I just didn't bring them back here. See, if I had the office, I'd have to move all my computer up there, because I'd have to have that up there to do parcels and stuff, because I wouldn't want any part of the business to be at home if I had that office, especially if I'm paying a decent amount a month for it. So I'd probably just move my computer up there, and then I wouldn't have anything at the house. I wouldn't even have like random little bits of charity shop hauls that I've had from the last few days, because that I'd just take that to the office, you know. So yeah, I mean, I think in that respect I could just have a day off, and then I could just be like, right, there's nothing to distract me in the house now, I'm just going to have a day off. The problem I think with the office would be that I'd want a computer here as well. I wouldn't want just a computer down at the office, because then when I come home, I've not got a computer here, and I want a computer for personal use. But if I have a computer for personal use, I'm going to be tempted to do YouTube editing, I'm going to be tempted to do things like blog posts or something like that. I'm going to be tempted to do things or answer eBay messages that I should be doing down at the office. So it's very hard. I don't think you can kind of ever escape work when you're self-employed, unless you just had like unless you were very, very regimented in what you do, or you had like a different phone that was a personal phone and you couldn't even access eBay on there for some apparent reason. I don't know how you do that, but you're like blocked off eBay from your phone, you're blocked off eBay from your computer. I don't even know whether you can do this, but you know what I mean? So you literally can't access it. So you type in eBay on your personal computer and it just doesn't even come up. You know, it just like, it goes, this website is banned. You know, like in school, in high school, when they'd have those, like, I don't know what they're called, don't know whether they're proxy servers or something, I'm not sure. But unless you took it to that level, you know, then you'd be alright, you'd be able to have a full day off. But I just don't think I'll ever escape it to that level, unless, as I say, I had a proper holiday, like I had 7 days abroad somewhere. I maybe deleted eBay app off my phone for that time period, and I just really just didn't do any work, you know, because then you've not got parcels, you've not got charity shop hauls or anything like that, especially if you went abroad. You've not got anything, and you know, the only thing you've got really is Facebook groups. But obviously, you could delete the Facebook app off your phone if you wanted to. So, you know, there's ways around it, but I think with being self-employed, you're always connected to your business, and it is a bit annoying, but you've got to, that's why people always say who are self-employed, you've got to love the thing you do. You've got to love in your business, whatever it is, whether it's reselling or something else, being self-employed, whether it's plumbing or whatever else, I don't know, a plumber's self-employed, I think they are. But whatever else it is, you've got to love it, because it's going to follow you home, it's going to follow you everywhere, it's going to be playing on your mind. I mean, that's something I've not even touched on. In bed at night, things rush through your mind. You think, oh right, I've got to do that, I've got to make sure that this, I've got to make sure that this money gets to here, or I've got to think that in the next couple of weeks I've got this on or this on, and there's so many things that go around in your mind. Or not even that, maybe it's new ideas that are flooding around in your mind at night, like, oh, I could sell this, or you know what, I could actually make this item, handcraft it, and obviously sell it on Etsy or something. And all these different ideas are like, oh, I could do Amazon merch, or I could do this, or I could do that, and all these different ideas going on, like, oh my god. And the one I'm having at the minute is, that I've said on video before actually, is I'd really love to write like a sci-fi novel. I'm really into Doctor Who and sci-fi and things like that, so to me, I'd really love to do that. So that's another idea that I'm like, oh my god, and then you've got to fit all this in, and you've got to try and structure it all around your business, and then in one respect it becomes your business, because writing a book can become a profitable thing, which then becomes into your business, and then you're like, oh my god. So there's just you never escape it. That is the god honest truth. You just honestly, you're always thinking, and no matter where you go on the planet, I think just something inside your brain is always going to be working. So yeah, it isn't I don't think it's a job necessarily. It's a personality type. I think if you have a certain personality, it doesn't matter whether you're self-employed or you're just regularly employed. If you have that personality, even if you've got just a standard job, 9-to-5 job or whatever, in the time that you're off from that job, you will be doing productive things that are quite entrepreneurial, because it's a personality type. It's not just about being self-employed or making a full-time income from being self-employed. It's a personality type. A lot of people say it's a lifestyle, and that's what it is. That is completely what it is. It's the way your brain works. I've had it from when I was very young. When I used to get in from school, I would be online, trying to make money online, doing things. I wasn't self-employed. I wasn't making pretty much any money with it, but it was my personality, and that's what it is. It's like a self-employed personality, but you don't need to be self-employed to have that personality. It's kind of, as people say, a way of life. So yeah, anyway, I'll look down the chat. I've rambled for so long on that subject, like I normally do. I'm always rambling. I'm just gonna I know the other topic anyway. The things Ads talks about in bed. Oh right, God, tell you, there's no sense of what's the word, of professionalism in that chat. You always have to take it right to the lowest of the low, don't you? Oh god. Right then, where are we? We'll see who else has got a Peter says, got a holiday planned, Ads? Well, my mum keeps bugging me to do like a 1-night holiday or a 2-night holiday. Just start off low and just do like literally like a little weekend break or something. But you know what I have this, I've become more aware recently that I am a bit more of a control freak, in the sense that, not necessarily with OCD, like I'm not a clean freak or something like that, like where I have to clean everything. I mean, like I am a control freak in the sense that I want to be able to control things. I want to be able to put my stamp on it. I want to be able to make sure that everything's balancing, everything's working in accordance with my own supervision, and or my own sort of my own workload, putting my own work into it. But that is a problem when you want to take a holiday, because I think to myself, well, there's only 30 days in a month, or let's say 31. There's only 31 days in a month. If I want to do X amount of turnover that month, I need to give my all every single one of those 31 days. If I decide to take 2 days off, right, or 3 days off to go wherever, I might, go for a holiday in the Lake District, go go abroad somewhere for a weekend, although I probably wouldn't go abroad for a weekend because you're flying there just to fly back. But you know, if I went abroad, I'd like to go for a week. But if you do that, I mean, let's go off the example of 7-day holiday. Let's say I have a 7-day holiday. That's 7 days off my 31. That means that I've got 24 days to put my all in to get the same amount of turnover that I want. You see how my brain thinks? It's like I've got to keep going to get that same level of turnover. Or obviously exceed that level of turnover. I don't want to take 7 days off and then, you know, put my shop on 10-day dispatch or 8-day dispatch or whatever, because I wouldn't put it on 7-day dispatch because I'd need to give myself a little bit more time when I get back to pack all the parcels. Or ultimately you could turn off your shop, you know, hide your listings. But I don't want to do that because then it's slowing things right down. It's slowing down that turnover for the month. And when I get back off that holiday and the month's completed and I do my accounting for that month, I'll be like, that is a really crap level of turnover. And then I'll get more disheartened because I've taken that time off. I'm like, why? If I hadn't have taken that time off, I would have been able to do a fantastic level. So that's kind of, and I never get to a point of doing a certain amount of work that I'm really, really happy with. I might be happy with, let's say I do, you know, 50 listings in one day. When I did that a few weeks back, I was happy with that for all of about, I don't know, 12 hours, and then I was like, right, I've got to keep going. So, you know, it's like, you never get to a point where there's never like a ceiling. You just kind of keep wanting to keep bettering yourself, and then you just want to, and then you reset yourself, and then you think, right, I've got to go higher. It's kind of, for me, a fear factor. It's, I don't want to go on a holiday because I'm scared that my business won't be able to hold up while I'm away. Does that make sense? So I know it would be able to, like, I know that my business is in a position now where it's fine, I could go on a 7-day holiday, it's fine, but I can't get that into my brain completely. I just keep thinking, but why would I want to do that when I can work and I can continue the growth of my business? So I think I've just got a very, I don't want to say persistent, but just a very kind of OCD kind of mentality, you know, just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep pushing it, you know. I don't really want to say persistent because persistent sounds like quite a positive phrase. However, I don't know whether this could be construed as completely positive, how I react to these situations, how I react to saying let's go on a holiday or something. So I don't think that is particularly positive. So I don't really want to say I'm just a hard worker and I'm persistent, because yes, I am quite persistent, yes I do work hard, but I think it's something more than that on a mental level, you know, on this kind of mental imbalance or something like that. But yeah, anyway, I've rambled about that for 10 minutes there. So I wanted to talk about as well stocking up. So this week, well, last week actually, just quickly go. I know I've probably not answered hardly any questions. Isn't the spring/summertime for stocking up at the car boots, etc.? Good question. It is, and that's why I'm quite happy now, because when I basically I started this auction thing in January when I got my lockup, and I said, this is the kind of thing I'm going to do. I'm going to buy these job lots, and I showed you on camera, you know, this I'm buying bigger. I'm buying these bigger job lots, you know, I'm buying more from auction, going through them, you know, I'm getting them from very, very cheap. An example actually was last Wednesday, I got 5 boxes of miscellaneous stuff for £9 plus commission. So, like, I don't know, what, like £2 each, just over £2 each with commission. So, literally, a big box of stuff, if you get like one £10 item out of that, you're in profit. It's pretty insane. And I've just been through one of the boxes and I found a few cool items. There is a lot of bad rubbish in there, don't get me wrong, and you have to kind of deal with that, and you have to go down the tip and stuff like that, and get rid of it. Or basically what I do is I have a charity box and then I have a tip box. You know, if things are broken, horrible, dirty, disgusting. It can go to the tip. If they're alright, they'll go to the charity. I know I could put them back in the auction house. However, my local auction house is quite a, you know, I'd say it's in between like a really posh auction house and a not so posh auction house. But it wouldn't take, I know for a fact, because I worked there, it wouldn't take the items that I've got, because it is very, very dregs. They'd probably just turn it away, because the quality of items in their sales is higher than that of the items that I'm getting from this other sale room in these miscellaneous boxes. And then if I'm pulling out the really good items, it really is the dregs left. So I have the other option in future to maybe take them to that other sale room and get a little bit of money back. So I don't know whether I'm going to do that, because it is quite a drive there. It's about 35-40 minutes, and to be honest, if I'm taking, let's say, 4 or 5 boxes, and I'm literally, these are the dregs, and I might get, for that 4 or 5 boxes, I might get 5-10 quid, because they'll probably put them in one big lot. It's like, it's not even worth the petrol to do that. So I don't know, I've thought about that. I just wanted to make sure, you know, I just wanted to get that out there, that I have thought of that option, in case anyone was to say, you know, oh, well, look, you can just put them in the auction. I have thought about that option to get a bit more money back, but yeah, so I have a charity shop and I have a tip box, and then charity shop goes off to the charity shop, tip goes off to the tip. But you do pull out some half decent items. I've got a TV in one of them. I've got a video recorder or something. It's not a very good make, to be honest, the video recorder. Don't know what make the TV is yet. I've not pulled it out, but I've never sold a TV as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think it's very exciting. It's very exciting getting these job lots. And basically, with regard to the stocking up, last week I bought 23 boxes at my local auction house, which is very funny because the time before I got 23 boxes as well, which is really odd. And then at this one yesterday, I really did not do very well. Not yesterday, Tuesday. I really did not do very well. I got 4 lots out of a potential 33 lots. That was insane. Like the lowest amount, like the lowest ratio between the amount of lots I've been looking at compared to the amount of lots I've actually won, I've probably ever had at auction in the last year or so. Because obviously I've only been doing auctions about just over a year now, because I think it was about January, February last year I started doing auctions. So yeah, I didn't get very much. However, I went down there and I knew I had got a bit. You know, I knew that some of these lots had like 3 boxes, 4 boxes of stuff in. But I went down there and I ended up filling the car with the stuff I had got. So I got 1 car full. So I was quite happy with that. However, it made me realise, hang on a minute, if you had got like, I would never get all of the lots I was bidding on anyway, but imagine if I had got 16 of those 33 lots, which is doable, which is achievable. Imagine if I got about half of those lots. I would have had about 3 or 4 carfuls. So I was like really ambitious with that auction. But yeah, I went down there, put the boxes in the car, and it actually did pretty much fill the car up. So, and again, that'll be in the vlog that I'm going to publish at weekend probably. So yeah, I mean, I've just been stocking up. And the good thing is, it's, as you said, as Adam said there, the car boot season isn't even here yet, and I'm able to get so much stuff, and I'm able to, you know, be comfortable with the amount of stuff I've got, and process plenty of stuff as well. So when we hit the car boot season, I'll specifically be looking more for Q4 for Amazon FBA, and then obviously I'll just store that in the other room there. And I can relax more at the car boots. Like, you know, I'll still go down early. I'll still go down at 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. But what I mean by relax more, I don't mean getting up later. I mean relax more in the sense that when I'm going round, I don't need to fight off other dealers for really, really amazing stuff or whatever. If they get amazing stuff, then that's fine, that's great for them. I'm just having a little smirk in the background like, yeah, well, I don't care because I can get loads of stock anyway. And that's the position I want to be in. I want to be in the position where I can kind of snigger at the other dealers without them knowing, And then me thinking like, yeah, but I can get way more. I can get loads of stock, and I can get quality stock as well. I don't have to just get quantity. I can get quantity if I want. I can get quality if I want. And that's why I'm trying to look at these fine art sales with the banknotes, because I want there to be a better balance between quantity and quality. And when I get there, you know, it's fine. I'm cool. I'm done. So that's what I mean. I mean, like, yeah, stocking up, you can stock up the car boots, that's fine. However, I want it to be more civilized at the car boots. I want to walk around like I'm kind of, I'm already full. Like I've had a big roast dinner. I've had a big roast dinner before the car boot, and I'm satisfied. I'm alright. Everyone else is starving, hungry, they've had a little piece of toast or whatever for breakfast. I've had a big roast dinner, I come in, I'm fine, I'm satisfied. I'm just having a wander around, I'm cool. That's how I want to think of it. And that's where I've kind of starting to get now. So it's quite cool. So I can relax a lot more at car boots. I can just take it as it is. If I get nothing, I get nothing, which I don't think I'll get nothing anyway, because I very, very rarely get nothing from a car boot. But at a couple of indoor ones, I have actually walked away empty-handed before, but that's by no fault of my own, because I got very down and I thought to myself, oh, this is crap, I'm just going. I probably could have got some items actually, but no, but like even if I get a very few amount of items, it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter. Or if I get a load of items, great, you know, but it's like I'll just walk around. I'm happy if I get nothing, I'm happy if I get a load of stuff. That's that. And I think it's a good mentality to have, like, just think to yourself, it doesn't matter if I get nothing, doesn't matter if I get loads of stuff, I'll just get what I get, I'll try my best, I'll walk around that car boot, if I see something that catches my eye, I'll pick up my pace a little bit, just try and get to it, and that's that, that's all, you know, just do your best, and that's that. So, yeah, where are we? We must be, God, we're getting on now, bloody hell, we're getting on. So yeah, I've got plenty of stuff. The lockup's filling up a little bit. No, I mean it's not bad at all. You know, there's plenty of room still. But you'll see that in tomorrow's, not tomorrow's vlog, the vlog I'm gonna do. But that was pretty good. It's starting to fill up a little bit. I got some nice militaria bits from the auction as well, which again you will see somewhat in the vlog. So I shouldn't really keep talking about this vlog, because then you're not gonna want to see it. But yeah. Really want ads to answer Southwest Seller's question. Sorry, I'm going up. Thursday Talks I know, Thursday Talks has changed, no interaction, unsubscribing. Oh, sorry, guys. I know, I'll interact with you now, guys. Sorry. I know. You know what I'm like? I go off on a big ramble. Right, okay, I'm going to answer these questions like lightning fast. So, Adam Kelsey, has anyone, Gary, asked about the booth yet? What booth? I've got a cabinet, not a booth. Yeah, did I not do a vlog about that? Did I not do a vlog about that? I did a vlog about that, surely. When did I do a vlog about that? Oh, no, I didn't do a vlog about that. I was gonna do a vlog about that. Sorry, I didn't do a vlog about that. No, I didn't. Sorry, I'm forgetting where I am. So you didn't even see that vlog I was thinking you saw. No. So, my cabinet, for February, I did 64 quid in the cabinet, so I was pretty happy with that. It's not much after, or did I say this on Thursday Talks last week? I might have said this on Thursday Talks last week, but I don't know. But I did 64 quid in Feb, so I was really happy with that. It's not very much profit on that, maybe 10 quid, 12 quid, something like that, because I had a few hefty cost of stocks in there as well, with the items I actually bought, with purchase price. So it's still not amazing, but it's good because it's giving me a bit of hope that there is potential. And considering that I'm not even inside yet, I'm still outside, and I'm starting to see a little bit of something coming along, that's reassuring, because maybe when I get inside it might even be a bit more of a boost. So, you know, it's been a long, hard process, but it's slowly getting there anyway. I'll just look up the chat to see if I can see Southwest Seller's question, because he hadn't asked a question, I think. Can't see it. Can't see it. No, I can't see Southwest Seller's question. All right, little one. You can go out in a little bit. Question, why not take 7 days off and send an FBA shipment up before you go? Simple. Yeah, it's simple, but I can't get bloody FBA stock at the moment. I'm trying to get it left, right and centre and I can't bloody find it. I'm like, eBay stock, this is the problem. I'm like rolling in eBay stock. I'm like a pig in the mud with eBay stock. I'm rolling around. I'm like, yeah, this is great. But Amazon stuff, I'm really struggling to find Amazon stuff. I sent a shipment up this week actually, and I've got little bits and bobs, but I am really struggling. Well, actually, here's the funny thing. Tomorrow there's going to be a video specifically about my business direction, and that talks about a little bit about FBA and stuff in the video. But no, I tell you, it's not simple. Without the car boots, I'm really struggling to get FBA stuff. I don't even know what it is. It's like in charity shops as well over the last 2 or 3 months. The amount of sealed stuff that's coming in just seems to be quite low. I don't know, maybe I'm just not putting as much effort into finding it as I used to, but I mean, I'm still going around, I'm still scanning DVDs, I'm still scanning board games, I'm still scanning the odd book and stuff like that. I just don't know, I just can't seem to find it. What I'd love to do, and I had that thought actually, was like get a crap ton of FBA stock and then, you know, do like 100 item or 150 item shipment before I go, and then I think to myself, oh yeah, that'll be awesome, you know, that's cool, I'll just go on holiday now, that'll be selling in the background, I'll have eBay on 8-day, 10-day dispatch or whatever, and then, you know, I'll get a few sales from that. But no, I can't bloody get FBA stock at the moment. Right then, where are we? We'll see. Oh, who's that there? God, we've got so many questions. What is the ideal turnover? Where is the PC? Good question, Wayne. I looked on Dino PC yesterday. It is still saying processing. They've not sent it out yet. It's going to be 3 weeks tomorrow. So I think tomorrow, they did say on their site it'll take a while. I don't know whether they build it up or whatever. But I'm going to just ring them tomorrow. I think they'll have a contact number on their, you know, on the website. So I'm just going to ring them and just say, look, this is my name. I made this order, you know, 3 weeks ago now. Could you tell me when I can expect this computer? Because I expected it. Well, I expected it at the latter half of last week, really, around the 2 week mark, because they did say that it could take around the 2 weeks, because I didn't order expedited shipping or whatever it's called, and apparently the handling time is a minimum of like a week or so. So yeah, do you want to come in again? God, why you meow so much, don't you? So yeah. I don't know. I need to sort that. What is the ideal turnover? I don't know what the ideal turnover is, because like there's so many variables. You know, like it depends what your net is on that turnover. So you could have £100,000 net. Sorry, £100,000 turnover. We could have like 5 grand, 10 grand net. So I don't know. There's no ideal turnover. You've just got to look at the profit on that turnover. My ideal net profit would be like 40 or 50,000, and to do 40 or 50,000 you'd at least need about 80 to 100,000 to do that. So it, you know, with our profit margins. So yeah, I mean that would be my ideal net, but I don't know my ideal turnover. I mean, it's nice to say that, oh yeah, I've got a business that turns over 2.2 million a year, but does that really mean anything? I mean, are you actually making 2.2 million a year? You know, it's always nice to say that you've got a business that's worth this amount or that's turning over this amount, but you know, is it really the net profit, the true identity, let's say? Right then, you ordered one 15 weeks ago. No, I didn't order 15 weeks. I nearly did. I was gonna order it way before I actually ordered it. I ordered it, but I ordered it quite late. Right, where are we? Is it ads or my internet that's jumping? Probably me, because of this blooming computer. I can't. There was some questions further up the chat. I wasn't. No, it's down here a little bit, wasn't it? Andy Robinson, has stocking up and niching down section of the stream been discussed yet? Yes, I think we can say safely it's been discussed to death, let's say. Where is the... Oh, sorry, that's Ryan. Life is for living. Get out there before you are too old to enjoy it. Very true. You know, I suppose I need to be less... I think I need to be less concerned and more just like... do it, and then when I come back, be concerned about that, because that's what a holiday's for, isn't it? It's like, it's for you to let go. So, what I need to do is not be concerned about, you know, what effect that short amount of time being away is going to have on my business, and a spoiler would be the fact that it just isn't really going to have a bad effect or necessarily a good effect. It's not really going to have much of an effect. But just go, just do that, just take some time out, and then come back, and then deal with, you know, and then work your arse off again, and keep going, really, and then you've had that break. I think that's kind of the mentality you have to be in, but I just can't seem to completely get in that mindset. All I'd be thinking if I was on holiday is like, I want to go home to do work. I don't feel right. I don't feel... I don't know. There must be some sort of illness, you know, like mental illness or something that relates to this, you know, that I've got, because it... I don't know. It just doesn't seem quite normal for me to think that way. Or maybe I'd say maybe it's just I'm a control freak or something. I don't know. Question. This one has come in via Royal Mail from Sib K. Now that we are nearing the end... No, you bloody sucked me in on that one, haven't you? Has Q4 changed? No, we're not doing that. Right, I think that's the questions from Matt. 31 days in a month. There was only 28 days on my calendar for February. It must be faulty. Oh, that's great, that is. Right, let's go. Oh, Ads, can you answer Guy's question? Right. FBA, keep the boxes till you have time off, then send it up when you have a lazy week or two. Oh, I suppose so. What are you having? What are you having? Build a Bitcoin wig. I'm not building a Bitcoin wig, for God's sake. Does anyone know when the new Doctor Who starts and what are we wanting to see? No, I'm not answering that. I'm not getting sucked in today. Not getting sucked in. We've had enough silliness in this chat anyway. Probably a little bit of it by me, but anyway, that's always how it goes. QQQ, what are you working towards? What is the future plans? Why earn lots of money if you cannot enjoy it? Very true. Yeah, very true, Jason. I don't know what I'm working towards. I mean, well, I do know. Well, that's silly for me to say. I envisage, I embrace, I think of every day what I'm working to get towards. And then I think to myself, right, when I've got to that, I'll have time off. But the problem is, by the time I've got to that, if I want to do it the way I want to do it, it's going to cost, I would say it's going to cost £1 million to get it set up if I want to do it the way I want to do it. And of course, I'm talking about Ads Emporium and doing it the way I want to do it. It's gonna cost $1 million. It's gotta be. I mean, it's just gotta be. I mean, all the different things I want doing to it. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of money. So, by that logic, I'm working till I'm 50 or so. Even if I was on a good wage, even if I could get reselling up to a really good wage, I'd be working till minimum 40, I would say. Because I mean, I've got to buy a house. I've got to, you know, raise kids or whatever as well. So it's going to be very, very hard to get that amount of money. I mean, I don't even know how I'm going to do it, but that is the end goal. That is the goal I want to get to. And then I staff it, and then when I'm 50 or so, I can go off and travel the world. I can go on 3 or 4 holidays a year. That's kind of the end goal. And then what I would do is I'd automate the business, you know, with staff and stuff. And then I can, if I want to, basically, I want to get my business in a position where I can just do it when I want to do it. So if I want to go for, you know, a 2-month traveling, 2 months traveling around the world, I can do that, and I'm safe in the knowledge that my employees will look after the business well enough. Now, that will probably come with its own challenges, because I've got to try and find people who are trustworthy. I've got to try and find people who are going to love my business, my idea, as much as I love my idea, and it's damn near impossible to find people like that. So I'm probably going to have to go for a few employees. I'm probably going to have to go through people stealing from me, or people trying to cheat me out of money and stuff, and that's going to make me quite a hard person, and quite a tough person, and probably quite a little bit more, I'd say a little bit less eccentric, and a little bit more to the point, and maybe you could say a little bit more well-rounded. But I've got to go through them challenges to be able to get to the place where I want to be. And there's so many different challenges I want to, I say want to. Well, it kind of is a want. I want to, it sounds stupid to say it, but I want to embrace the failure, so that then when I fail again, it's not so bad, because I know how to deal with it, because I've failed in the past. So, let's say you go through recruitment selection to hire an employee, and let's say the first employee you have is absolutely terrible. They're making mistakes every day, they're bad-mouthing customers, they're not being very nice to you as a boss, they're just terrible, and maybe even they do things like steal from you. Because you've had all those mistakes in your first employee, getting the next employee, if something happens, that's bad, it will be easier for you to deal with, because you've learned all of this knowledge from this one employee that you've had first. So you can then say, well, in hindsight, I should have dealt with that employee who was stealing from me, or who was bad-mouthing customers or whatever. I should have dealt with him in a different way, or dealt with her in a different way. And then the next time it happens, you're like, well, I know exactly how to cope with this now. So that's the point I want to get to. The point I want to get to is like a 50-year-old or 55-year-old who can hold their own, who is like this amazing person who can just, with literally a click of her fingers, knows what to do. Just that's the kind of level I want to be at by the time I'm about 50 years old. And I suppose you could say it comes from watching Doctor Who. I've always had, since I was very young, that role model of the Doctor, this like kind of perfect guy who's very heroic, who is, always getting things right, who's very scientific, who's very logical, who knows about all these different things, and who can speak, however many billion languages he can speak. I think it's 5 billion, but I'm not sure how many billion, but all this amazing power, and it's like, yeah, I want to be that, but I want to be like a human version on a slightly lower level that can actually be achieved. But I don't know. In that respect, what's the point in trying to do that over all that time when you may misspend your youth? That's another thing. I have the power right now to spend my youth in the correct way or the incorrect way, and the only time I will actually know whether I've spent my youth in the correct way or the incorrect way is by the time I've not got my youth any longer. By the time I'm 40, 50, 60, whatever. By the time I'm I'm a little bit older. So it's very hard, me as a younger person, trying to judge which road I want to take, how I want to play this. And I say play this because it's like playing the game of life. You gotta see, like, where do I want to go? How do I want to structure these days and these weeks and these months, so then by the time comes I'm older, I'm just happy and content with what I did when I was younger, and I'm not thinking, oh, I would have loved to do that, or I would have loved to do this. So yeah, I think the problem is there's too much going on in my mind. I think I'm so electric, I'm so boom, like blow your head off, that I can't even contain what I want to do. It's like what I want to do is sort of existential. It's even bigger. what I want to do is the universe. You know, I want to do everything there is to do. And I used to say to my mum, I used to say, like, I'd love to do every job in the world. I'd literally love to just every day wake up and do a different job. So, like, one day I'm a plumber, next day I'm, you know, a joiner, or, you know, next day I'm a computer specialist, or, you know, an IT technician. I'd love to do every single job, because that would be the thing that would fulfill me the most, because I'd think I'm doing everything I possibly can. Like, I've done everything I possibly can, and I don't regret anything, you know? But, yeah. Right then. That's me ads, give us a job. What, were you referring to the perfect employee or something? Oh my god. I spent my youth the wrong way, but I had one hell of a good time. See, I mean, like, it's whether misspending your youth, because this is the thing, what is actually misspent youth? Is misspent youth going out and drinking and partying all the time, or is misspent youth not doing any of those things and studying and building a business and building a career and being very professional? And to me personally, I think it's a mixture of these things and all these other things that could possibly come into it. I think it's a mixture of all these things, and then it kind of grabs each other and you've spent your youth in the right way. If you just try and do one of them, I think you've kind of somewhat misspent your youth. If you can try and do as many as you can in your youth, you know, and really amalgamate it together, then you can't look back in regret. You just can't, because you've tried learning. You know, that's been a part of your youth. You've tried learning. You've been focused on learning with your brain. You know, you've been absorbing knowledge. You've had a good time, you know, on a Friday or Saturday night. You've gone out. You've been out with your friends. You've gotten drunk, let's say. You've maybe fooled around a little bit. You've been a young person. And then all these other things, you know, that are somewhat maybe volunteering, doing voluntary work, or, you know, maybe helping people, you know, maybe helping older people or disabled people, and trying to be a member of the community in terms of a local community or an online community or whatever it is. All these different things amalgamated into good youth, you know, you've spent it in the right way. So with all that being said, you know, all that in my mind, it's very hard to contain. You know, it's very hard to contain all the stuff I have in my mind. But yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it there because we're probably over an hour. You know, why'd you have to come? She's been, I tell you, she's meowing all the time recently, and you've done something to your ear, haven't you, little one? You've done something. She's done something to her ear. I think she's been in a little scrap or something. I don't know. Probably has, because her ear's like just slightly, it's sort of like folded over at the end. Yeah, there it is, isn't it? You want to go out, don't you? You want to go out, little one. Right, anyway, I'll get Electra out because she wants to go out. She's moaning. She's like, oh, I want to go out in the sun, I want to go out. So, yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. If you enjoyed the video, as always, please do give it a like. Tomorrow, there will be a video on my kind of business direction, all that sort of stuff. And then, as I've mentioned about 16 times in this episode of Thursday Talks, there will be a vlog of my mum's birthday, and not only my mum's birthday, there'll be reselling related video in there as well, and that'll probably be coming out. I want to get that done probably Sunday, so that'll be coming out at 7 o'clock on Sunday. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you for joining me. Joe's put oh, sorry, Joe. How many items have you got now? Joe Scott says. That's a very quick one. 1,178 at my last count. I don't really grow, to be honest, at this point. I just kind of maintain. I mean, I've grown a little bit in the last month. I'd say maybe from 1,100 to where I am now. But I don't really grow. I just kind of maintain it. So I might, you know, I'd like to get to maybe 1,200. But, you know, I don't really have mega targets with that. The targets I have attained to selling things rather than the amount of the number of listings I have. If I've only got 500 listings but I'm selling a bomb each month, I'm happy, opposed to having, you know, 5,000 items but not really selling that much. So yeah, I'd rather just sell things really. So yeah, 1,178. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. So I will see you very soon. Thanks for joining me as always as well.